What's up, y'all? It is the 5280 zone, and we would like to thank you all for joining us this evening. I know it has been a long, hot, crazy summer, and it's been really dry. And when I say dry, as many things as going on in the sports world, there's not a lot of things going on in Denver sports and Colorado sports right now. And it's really unfortunate that we are in the spot that we are in right now. We could have had, the Nuggets in the finals. We could be having a better Rockies baseball team going on, and we could have saw the Avs win over there a couple nights ago in the Stanley Cup Finals. All the things that could have happened this summer. It could have been an amazing summer for Colorado sports, but that just wasn't the case this year. So you get to spend the next 45 minutes to an hour with us, maybe longer, who knows, talking Colorado sports and sports in general. And we're really looking forward to having you all here. But before we get started, like always, we got to give some love over to our sponsors. Okay. Hey, make sure you go check out Stoked Deep Fryer, your barbecue experts since 2020, the barbecue superstore over in Loveland. They have all your grilling supplies. Whether you're looking for that new smoker, those special smoking chips, pellets, or charcoal, I know Stoked Deep Fryer can hook you up and help you out there. So make sure you go and give them some love and check them out. And remember, July 24th, we're going to have some of our Rocky Mountain Sports Report team out there. So we're really looking forward to hearing what Matt Stafaro and the rest of the gang that's going to be out there is going to have to say. And, they're going to be giving some free samples out for some little tester things. They're not going to feed you, but they're going to have some little things for you to test and try. So make sure you go out there and check it out. All right. And another big shout out to our sponsors, Chavez Customs LLC. They can be reached on Facebook and follow us on at Trina Chavez for any of the major platforms. All right. And their phone number is going to be 720-280-0064. And they are the ones that supply us with our Rocky Mountain Sports Report merch and the rest of the shows that are on the Rocky Mountain Sports Report page. So make sure you check them out. They're going to be the ones that are going to start providing us with some stuff. We're waiting we have to get our order together and figure out what we're looking for. And I know that they've been super helpful with all the other sports shows that we have going through the Rocky Mountain Sports Report. So please check them out. So again, thank you all for coming out, joining us this evening. It is going to be a fun evening. We have a lot of different things to talk about and some things that aren't necessarily Colorado sports related. So don't hate us and come with some feedback. Let us know. We're trying some different things on the show, and we want to incorporate a lot of different things. Okay, we are definitely Colorado eccentric, and we want to make sure that we put everything out there for the Colorado team, our Colorado teams. But we're trying different things every week. This is a show that we're trying to gain popularity and try to figure things out as we go. And this is all new to us too. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for spending your Friday evenings with us as you get ready for the club or whatever it is. Yay, COVID's almost over. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But those are some of the more exciting things for us to do, to be able to spend some time with you all as you all get ready and have fun, to go out and have some fun. All right, so the first topic we're getting into, NBA Finals. Suns lead the Bucks 2-0, and it has been an absolute dominant performance by Devin Booker and Chris Paul. There is, the amount of hype that I thought was going to be like, man, you got Giannis out there, and he's going to be out there going and playing his heart out. He hasn't. He's been playing well, but he's not playing as well as I thought he was going to play. And I know he's coming back from that injury that he suffered in the Eastern Conference Finals. But Cruz, what are you thinking? Do you think that the Bucks have a chance in this, or are we going Suns in 4?
I'm going Suns in 4. If Giannis can't make a free throw within 10 seconds, I don't think that they're capable of winning the NBA Finals. So
No,
I'm
I
going
hear
Suns
that.
for Suns and four. Suns and four. He needs to make them free throws.
Suns in 4. Okay. All right, Vic, what are you thinking?
I'm a little conflicted on that one, to be honest with you, because I mean, you saw when he did get injured, how they kind of their play scheme changed a little bit, kind of incorporated a little bit of other players in their overall, and they didn't do too bad. So
No.
I don't know if that's a certain Suns in four. If they change the play style and include other people and don't just make it one dimensional, they could have a chance. They could extend this series a little further out.
Yeah, I think the series will get extended. I think that Chris Paul and Devin Booker are going to be too much to handle to go down and make a real big push for the Bucks. I just don't see it. I don't know about Suns in 4. I can't guarantee anything there, but I think that the Suns will definitely win the series.
Yeah.
I'm thinking 6 games. I don't know if it'll go full 7, but I think Giannis is not going to go out there and get swept. I don't think that's going to be the case. They're going back to Milwaukee this week or this weekend, and I think that will be kind of what we're seeing there. Is they'll be in front of their home crowd. They're going to play it a little bit different. They're going to change some defensive schemes, and hopefully they'll be able to lock that perimeter defense up so that we're not letting Devin Booker just shoot all over them all night long. So it'll be interesting to see. I think, like I said, I think it'll probably go 6 games. But who knows? I thought the Suns were going to go 6 or 7 games with us, and that we were going to win the series, but that did not happen. Obviously, we're all sitting home. The Nuggets are at home. Jokic is over in Serbia and not in the NBA Finals right now, unfortunately. So we'll see what's going on. All right, we're going to talk about some stuff that we don't normally talk about, and we're going to talk about soccer. All right, so we got the Copa America and the Euro 2020 finals set. The Copa America is going on Saturday, and the Euro 2020 finals are going on Sunday. So these are going to be some big games. This is like the busiest and craziest weekend for soccer. Like other than like a World Cup, the Copa America and the Euro 2020 in the same time, same weekend. That's a pretty big deal. And then also you're going to have you're going to have the Olympics coming up for soccer here coming up as well. So the Copa America is going to be Brazil versus Argentina. Messi's out there playing, and so is Neymar. So it's going to be a Messi Neymar final, and it's going to be actually a really interesting and exciting game to watch. They're going to have a lot of things to say and do there. So I don't think it's going to go into extra time or anything like that. Those games are pretty decisive. It's not like basketball or football where overtime, you're hoping for overtime for every game. You don't see it. I mean, yeah, you see a lot of ties in soccer, but in the finals, it's usually like one team is dominating over the other. And I don't know about this one. I'm not a huge soccer fan, but we want to talk about it because it is relevant and it's going on in sports right now. And then over in the Euro 2020 finals, you have the Italians versus the English. And so the English are the old guys. They're the seasoned vets. And you have a Italian team that came out and beat Portugal, the last Euro finals champions. And so, you got this young superstar team of the Italians versus an old English seasons team. And I think that the English are going to have a very tough game on their hands. But if they stick to their experience and they're able to play their hearts out the way they have in the last in the quarterfinal and the semifinal, I think the English will pull it out. But I am not counting out the Italians. They have a stud roster right now, and they also are, like I said, they are very quick and fast. So it'll be nice to see. That'll be a fun game to watch. I'm looking forward to watching that on Sunday. Okay, and so like I said, trying some different things. If you don't like it, if you want to hear more about soccer or anything like that, let us know. We'd love to hear some feedback on that. All right. All right, something kind of sports related, not sports related. Bugs Bunny out there around on the perimeter. Maybe he's going to drive some things out in the paint. We'll see. Or maybe he'll shoot it out to his girl Lola, and she'll be dropping buckets all night long. Space Jam 2. All right, are you guys excited about this?
It's bittersweet for me because I was huge fan of the first one, and I can't really say that it's the same kind of feeling. It's not the same just based off of LeBron being in it, and I'm not a hater on what
I
he
am.
does off the court because I'm a fan. What he does with the community, how he represents himself and stuff like that. Do I really want to see LeBron flop in Space Jam? You know, I don't
Yeah.
know. Is he gonna draw the foul? Is he gonna build a superstar team and like have them trade Bugs for D Wade or something? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, like does he build the superstar team? Does he, he has to bring somebody else in to win the against the what are they called? I don't even know what they're calling
Well,
them this time. It's not the
this new,
Monstars.
yeah, I was gonna say this new version of the Monstars. I'm not even sure.
Yeah, I don't know. There's been some hype about it. It comes out next week, so it'll be an interesting kind of thing to watch, and it kind of exciting. I don't know, Cruz. What are you thinking? I grew up on Space Jam a little bit before your time. I know. I sat and made you watch Space Jam with me a few times. So what are you thinking though? What are you excited about this? This is, LeBron is more your era where I grew up. I was still being able to watch Michael Jordan play. So what are you thinking?
To be honest, I don't know. Like I don't really remember the first movie anyway. I didn't really watch it with you. Well, not that I remember, but
Iconic, man.
I don't know.
Youngin.
I believe I can.
I just have to rewatch it.
Okay. Well, so another thing about Space Jam is that they are they talked about today. They released a new soundtrack, and Dame Lillard is on the track. Now, is Dame rapping? Is he singing? What is he doing? Is this something that does he have another career? Is he getting ready to retire? Is he going to go out and be a music superstar now?
I mean, I feel I think he already has like a few songs that like.
Oh, does he? See,
Yeah.
I'm behind the time. See, Cruz, you got to keep me up to date on this stuff. So me and Cruz, there's a little bit of an age difference between me and Cruz. Cruz is 20 and I am 29. So there's a 9-year age difference between the two of us. And so Cruz is a little more hip and with it when it comes to, Dame Lillard and his spitting on the record, I guess.
His new mixtapes.
Yeah, mixtapes, right?
On my way to McDonald's.
On his way to McDonald's. McStudios, that's what we call it, right? McStudios. Hi, shout out to McDonald's. They're not a sponsor.
By the way, they do have Space Jam toys.
Oh, Space Jam toys. You heard it here first. Space Jam toys at McDonald's
Free
right
advertising.
Now. Free advertisement from Ronald and Hamburglar. Okay. Is this so? I don't know. LeBron, I'm not a huge fan of LeBron. I'm a Nuggets fan. He was a huge rival against Carmelo Anthony and all the things that Carmelo Anthony was doing in the early 2000s and crushing it. So I've never been a LeBron fan. I got to respect his game. He is he's won quite a few championships. Yeah, did he have to build a team around him? Yeah, but most teams are. It's not one player leading the charge on a team to win a championship. It's not. So he gets a lot of hate for that. I get it. He does get his way, so that it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about that. But is he going to be the best ever? I don't know. With him having to constantly change teams and things like that, I don't think he'll ever be in that conversation for the best ever. He's doing a lot of the same thing that that MJ did. He has his own shoe. He has Space Jam. He won championships. But it's not. I don't know.
When you say, Joseph, when you say best player, of the game, right? Or best player, like the GOAT status, stuff like that. There's only a few people that come to my mind. And the only reason he's not included in that is, okay, yeah, he's got MVP a couple times. He's got some titles. He's had teams, right? But how many times when you look at, even if you look at him, and I hate doing the comparison when people do this and they look at him with Jordan, but how many times has he either won or been nominated for a Defensive Player of the Year? Because if you're talking about the game, you're talking both sides of the game.
Yeah, I know. I agree, and that's why I'm just throwing it out there. Vic, don't attack me. I'm just asking. It's what's going on, Matt? And Sheila Marie, that is our mother. Love her to death. Way to go. Thanks for coming out and watching. She says it's never been about LeBron. It's never been about LeBron. It's about LeBron and the players who want to play with him. Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of people that don't want to play with him, and there's a lot of people that do want to play with him. But I'm not so focused on LeBron James. I'm more focused on, hey, he is starting to fade away. He wants to stay in the league until Bronny shows up. That's where he's at right now. Good for him, Bronny. Whatever, he's gonna make the league. That's where we're at with this in life. We know that he's gonna make the league. He's a superstar already. But does Jokic arise to that occasion? Let's get off of LeBron. Let's not talk somebody that has nothing to do with Colorado sports right now. Let's talk Jokic. Does Jokic elevate to that level to where he can be the superstar of the league? He just won the MVP, right? He just won the MVP, but does he become the face of the league? Even though he is not an American player, he's not out there. He doesn't throw himself out there like LeBron does, or anything like that. So what are you all thinking?
Well, I mean, if you're thinking, I think that still is the same in a way, to where he's got to be able to play both sides of the ball and be in that. Are you talking about MVP contention?
No. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like,
are you saying like overall?
Does he become this superstar, like MVP? Is he getting a Space Jam endorsement?
No, not anytime soon. I think he's really got to. I mean, he had a great season and obviously MVP worthy, but I think he's still got to put in some time to be able to get kind of at that level.
What about the Greek Freak?
I'm not taking anything away from him. I just think that he's got to really just add on. It can't just be a one season type deal.
Yeah, it's the beginning of a new decade too. So.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, Joker he's been a player. He's a phenomenal player, just like the Greek Freak. But I don't think they're not as charismatic as Steph Curry and Steph Curry's getting up there in age now too. But LeBron James, he is charismatic and he vies for himself, and he's like, hey, this is who I am. This is what I do. Blah 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 blah. And I'm the best ever. And he's done that since he came out of high school. This kid came out playing out of high school. So unfortunately, I don't think that Joker will rise to that level to where he's going to be the face of the NBA. Like some of these other players are, Shaq or Kobe or LeBron or any of them. Or Michael Jordan for that fact. But I think it's going to be a fun few years he's going to be the face of the Nuggets for a long time. That's for sure. Even after his playing days are done, I don't think that, right now, I don't think we have a superstar on our team that is going to match up to that. Murray and MPJ are definitely up there, and maybe MPJ takes that role over and he starts balling out of control. We can only hope, but he got to get his defense going. MPJ really got to get his defense going next year and lock some stuff down. And again, what we talked about a few weeks ago, who are we bringing in to fulfill that role that we're going to be missing with Murray for the first half of the season? That's going to be some big questions right now that we have to answer. So, with that, we're going to go ahead and roll over into our next topic, and this is all Victor. He is ready to go, and we're going to start talking about the MLB draft day. It's approaching very quickly, and we have some people that will be over at the Major League Baseball draft. The Purple Craze and Haze is going to go out, and they're going to be at the draft. So go out there. Watch them. It's gonna be an exciting show. So they're gonna be doing a remote show from the draft. So please check them out. They're gonna be out there, and they're gonna have some new merch that they're gonna be having on, and that should be up for sale here shortly. Matt should probably be able to fill you in. And another real quick note before we get into this, Victor. I don't want to take any away your time. I sit here, I talk a lot. People listen to me, bump my gums through the entire show. It feels like, but Matt is MIA today, so Tokyo 5-star is MIA. So make sure you go out, give him some love, tell him that he needs to come back onto the show because we have things that we need to ask him. All right,
Right.
go
Yep.
bug him, hit him up on his Facebook, and hit make sure that you shout him out on the Rocky Mountain Sports Report page. But again, like I said, Matt Stafaro is going to be out there at the with the Rocky Mountain Sports Report at the MLB draft. This is going to be pretty exciting. The Rocky Mountain Sports Report is getting pretty big. All right, we're being able to go out and do some cool events like this. You all need to be prepared for what is next to come for all of us. All right. So Vic, hit us up with what the draft day is looking like.
Yeah. So I mean, first I'm gonna give you guys, what picks we have, right? So we
Okay.
have first round we have the 8th pick, second the 44th. We have a competitive round B 68th, I believe it's either 68th or 69th. Third round 79th, and fourth round 109th. Depending on what happens with Story, and I believe we do end up trading him, right? I don't think that they're gonna retain him for the next season. I think we do move on from him. And if that's the case, my pick, honestly, I mean, we could always go with pitching. I think pitching is always something crucial that we need to look at in these drafts. But I would go with the shortstop out of Wake Forest High School, 5'11", 170 pounds, Khalil Watson. Real solid guy, power hitter. His career average high school, I mean, he's not even college. He's going straight to the draft.
Yeah.
480 career, 200, and that's only 226 plate appearances, 19 doubles, 8 triples, and 11 dingers. This guy's just sending them over. His defense is solid too. I mean, that's a guy that we can get obviously out of the draft, and it's not gonna be a big crazy like, oh man, we got to go use our salary and buy somebody to fill that gap. It's either that or I'm looking at this right-handed pitcher out of the University of Texas. It's funny to me because he's an MLB or potential prospect MLB player, but you guys are gonna laugh at his last name. His name is it Tyler Madden? Can you imagine the Rockies calling for the pitcher, and out comes Madden to take the mound? And this kid's got gas, man. This kid's got gas. He throws a fastball, curve, and he's got a nasty looking slider. And I mean, he's got a changeup in there. It's nothing too crazy, but his slider, I've seen some footage on, and it's pretty up there, man. It's pretty natty. I know he'd probably get me even looking. I wouldn't even swing the bat at that. He'd probably 1, 2, 3 K, and Munoz go take a seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I hear you. That's definitely me. I am not a baseball player by any means. Cruz watched me go play softball with my dad one time, and I was like falling all over the field. I couldn't keep my footing. So yeah, that's definitely not my sport. I definitely I love watching baseball games. I love going to the field, going to the ballpark, enjoying a tasty beverage, going out there and getting some nachos or a good pretzel or something like that. But as far as like going on and being able to speak a lot on what's going on with the Rockies right now, I unfortunately I just can't. So Victor, thank you for providing us the insight on what is going on with what's going on with the Rockies this week. And again, I know enough to know that Trevor, it's time that we trade him. We tried to get something for him. Otherwise we are going to let him walk this offseason because we're probably not going to re-sign him, and we're going to lose the value that we had with being able to keep him around or being able to trade him away. So I think we have to trade Trevor and rebuild our infield, because our infield is not where it should be. We just traded Nolan away, where we'll end up losing Trevor, and we don't have the infield that we had a couple years ago where we were competitive. We even, where we made the playoffs at least. All right. So rolling into the 2021 Olympic roster is set for basketball. All right. I should have specified that there. And we have Adebayo from the Heat, Bradley Beal from the Wizards, Devin Booker from the Suns, Kevin Durant from the Nets, Jeremy Grant, the former Nugget, from the Pistons, Draymond Green from the Warriors, Drew Holiday from the Bucks, Zach LaVine from the Bulls, Damian Lillard from the Blazers, Kevin Love from the Cavs, Chris Middleton from the Bucks, and Jason Tatum from the Celtics. And if you heard, we only have one player that was a former Nugget that is playing on there. We don't have any Nuggets on the U.S. Olympic team roster, and that's really disappointing. I'm really sad to see that. When we had Melo and we had some other players, we actually, at least we had some players out there going and representing. So us not having anybody out there representing us in the Olympics this past year or this upcoming year is it's a little sad. It's a little sad to see. I would have loved to see Murray represent. I know he's a Canadian. He wouldn't be playing on the U.S. Olympic team, but it would have been nice to see Murray out there going and representing for the Canadians or or MPJ maybe in the future representing us here for the USA. But obviously not this year. He didn't have a huge, fantastic year to where he was Olympic quality. He's not going to be an Olympian this year. But Jeremy Grant making the team, that's pretty exciting. I'm excited to see what Grant does. He had a phenomenal year with the Pistons, even though the Pistons went nowhere, did nothing. He wanted that bigger role, and that's what he got. He went over there, got a bigger role with the Pistons than what he had with the Nuggets, and I think that was a huge mistake for the Nuggets to not do everything they possibly could to keep him. Even though I know that the Nuggets did, they offered him, they maxed out the contract, they matched it, they did everything they could, but they didn't guarantee him a bigger role in the offense, and I think that was our biggest downfall.
You can't forget to mention the head coach, Pop.
Oh yeah, Pop. Pop is going to be out there coaching the team up. It's always exciting to watch Pop coach and move his players around and get people out there and getting the team that camaraderie between those players, because when you have a room full of superstars, you got some big egos coming into the room too, and Pop is able to hey, settle everybody down, and this is what your roles are, this is what you're all going to be doing, and he is going to be able to make sure that everybody gets an appropriate amount of playing time and they're rested and taken care of. So Vic, who's your favorite person that you're excited to see on this team this year?
For me, it's got to be Jason Tatum.
Okay, Jason Tatum. Cruz, what are you thinking?
I want to see Jeremy
Grant?
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry, Vic. I cut you off. What were you saying about Tatum?
No, you're good. I was just saying Jason Tatum. For me, I mean, even though I'm Denver sports, I like my Celtics. So. Yeah,
definitely. I'm excited to see how well Booker does after being exhausted from these NBA playoffs. He's going to be rolling from the NBA finals and playoffs. He's going to be rolling right up from the finals right over to the Olympic team, and then having to go play a couple weeks of basketball with the Olympic team, and playing some difficult teams out there, like Lithuania. All right, Lithuania made it with Doncic. From the Mavs, and so it's going to be an exciting. But the U.S. Olympic team, there's nobody going to really be competing against us in the Olympics this year. The Spanish are going to be having the Gasol brothers out there playing, and it'll be Pablo Gasol's last time that he plays in the Olympics. So that's going to be fun to watch as well. But yeah, that's kind of what we got going on with the 2020 Olympic roster being set. And the thing that we have been most excited to talk about this evening, McGregor versus Poirier, number 3, the trilogy is going to be completed, and they are tied 1-1. The last time, or the first fight went to McGregor, the second fight went to Poirier, both by knockout. McGregor knocked him out in the first round, and Poirier knocked him out in the second. What is happening this time? Cruz, hit it. Tell me, what do you think? McGregor, Poirier, who's winning? Knockout, submission, or is it going the distance?
I don't think it goes the distance. I don't know. Everybody's projecting Poirier to win this.
Poirier has been running his mouth. McGregor's been running his mouth. So you think Poirier is going to knock him out?
Uh, I don't know. I honestly think so.
You think so?
I think so.
All right. Vic, what are you thinking?
I like McGregor, but if he doesn't get it done in the first round, if it goes to the second round, it's going to be Poirier.
I agree. Okay,
I think that's how it kind of plays out. I mean, McGregor's obviously great fighter, has a good career. Hasn't necessarily been so great these past couple fights, but he's an explosive guy.
Yeah.
You know, and he doesn't have that same kind of stamina or ground game that his opponent has.
No.
So if it goes past his window of opportunity, I don't think he can do it.
Past his level of endurance.
Yeah, definitely. The endurance factor is a huge thing in this fight. I think it's going to be. I think it is just like Vic said. It's going to be the make it or break it kind of thing for it. Because McGregor is a hard hitter. He is somebody that can go out there and do his thing in the first round.
He's got to catch you with it.
Yeah, he can catch you with it. He can put some moves on you, and he can rough you up a little bit. But if you have a strong chin, Poirier, that first fight he didn't have a great chin, but Poirier is giving up the opportunity to go out there and fight for the Khabib belt there at the welterweight division, and he's giving up that opportunity to go out there and win, or to go out and fight for that belt. He has hate in his heart for McGregor, and it's going to be, and that's what I think a lot of these fights are. Just the buildup is so much fun, it's so much exciting, it's so exciting to see, but that's also some of the things that why fighting has kind of gone awry, because there's so much buildups. People are really excited, but then you got a knockout in the first 10 seconds, and it's like, okay, well, yeah, I was really excited about the knockout, but I just paid tons of money to go sit there and have the fight end in 10 seconds. So, yeah, I feel like a fool when I buy those fights that end in a few after a few seconds, or end in the first round. Even sometimes I'm like, man, I wanted to see this go and see a knockout in the 5th round by seeing it in the 1st or 2nd round. So, but yeah, no, Poirier is definitely that ground fighter. He has the Brazilian jiu-jitsu background, and where McGregor is more that Muay Thai, like kickboxing fighter. And you saw at the weigh-ins, the ceremonial weigh-ins yesterday, or I'm sorry, the press conference yesterday, where McGregor tried to throw a little kick at him between him and Dana White. I think Dana White almost got caught sleeping on that one too, because I don't think he was ready for him to kick him. He was ready for a punch, but he wasn't ready for that kick. So, who's the best smack talker between the two of them? What do you think?
Smack talker to me is always going to be McGregor. And it's weird because the last fight he was very quiet, right? Mm-hmm. And at the press conference they asked him, like, hey, McGregor, like, why'd you switch it up? Why you think are you getting like that psychological advantage right now when you're doing this? He goes, I don't give a drops family friendly, right? He's like, I don't give that guy, whatever. He goes, it's not about that. He's like, I'm just here to fight him. He's like, lock me in the cage and you'll see what happens. So, I mean, McGregor's always that guy that likes to be loud. So for me, it was weird to see him quiet that last go around. So maybe this is just his way of amping himself up. It's not even for show. It's just to get his mind right. That way, when he goes in there, he goes on attack mode.
Yeah, if you remember from our first or second show there, we're talking about superstitions. Maybe that's his superstition. Maybe that's his thing. He needs to go out and watch and just watch him run his own mouth, just like me. Love to hear myself talk. Maybe that's his thing. Loves to hear himself talking, and that's how he makes himself competitive. All right. So I know the moment for most of you 5280 Zone fans, the part that you've all been waiting for us to talk about, Broncos football. I know we're far away. All right. We got another month. We got to finish this month, but this is the last month without football. Next month, we're going to be getting into training camp. We're going to be getting preseason football. We got it. All right. This is the kind of stuff that we need to be seeing. This is the kind of stuff that we're excited about. Denver Broncos football. It's coming. All right. You can see it behind me. This is all I look forward to all year long is Denver Broncos football. All right. fantasy drafts, stinking draft parties. You got watching the game with your family and friends, drinking again tasty beverages, all that good stuff. Hey Gavin, thank you for tuning in. He has some good stuff to say about McGregor and stuff. Check those comments and reply back to him. Let him know what you're thinking about that McGregor fight. And then so Broncos football. But the biggest thing that just kind of came out of nowhere this week with the court dates getting pushed around and kind of falling off the docket there. Are the Broncos going to be sold? Cruz, tell me what you're thinking. Are the Broncos getting sold?
I think so. I don't know.
You don't know?
I mean, if it gets sold, hopefully Peyton Manning comes through.
Isn't that always going to be the hope? Peyton Manning, John Elway, some legend, one of those legend owners. Hey, that used to be a thing on when you were doing the franchise mode with Madden too. Was we talked about Madden last week. We're just bringing up all kinds of old stuff and of the different things that we talk about on this show. And so on one of the things on Madden before was that you could actually choose the type of owner you were. Were you the mogul like Khan from Jacksonville? Or are you one of those owners that is just a super fan, or are you an owner that is that was a former player? And it'd be nice to see Manning or Elway become an owner. But Vic, what are you thinking? Are the Broncos getting sold?
I don't know. I think it stays in the Ballin family, but if they do get sold, I'm gonna go ahead and co-sign that with Cruz, because I'm thinking, well, have Elway kind of step down. We'll put him at the entrance. He'll sign bobbleheads of himself, kiss babies, whatever.
Yeah.
And we'll have Peyton Manning out there. I mean, he's got a little bit bigger than a forehead. I mean, he's got all that knowledge, that great wisdom. I think he'd probably help out our GM as well in the draft room. I think that's not a bad idea.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know where we're at with the selling of the team. I would really like for it to stay within the Bolin family. I think it would be nice if Brittany Bolin took over and I think we need a direction right now. And that's the biggest problem with the Broncos. We don't have a direction. It's nice that we have a GM in there. Elway's not running the whole thing. He's working his way towards retirement, letting his contract expire and going that route. And I think that is a good thing. But I think that us continuing to have like no direction, no vision other than winning a Super Bowl, but like, how are we building our team? How are we getting there? I think that's been a lot of the problem. We have had a lot of differences of opinions between Elway and Ellis, and how things have kind of panned out in the past. There was this big story that came out a couple of years ago where Elway wanted to rehire Shanahan, and Ellis was so against it. He wouldn't even let him bring him in for an interview. And so when you have two worlds colliding like that, there's a lot of issues that come up with those kinds of things. I think that we need to either sell the team or somebody needs to take over, and we're going to start getting fined here in the next couple of years anyways. I think within the next year, if we don't have somebody in the ownership role, we're going to start getting fined by the NFL. And it's not chump change. It's millions of dollars that we're taking out of the organization because we don't have an owner. So the trustee organization of who's supposed to be selecting the next owner out of the family members, they either need to make a decision to sell, or they need to figure out that Brittany is ready to roll, and we're going to go move forward with that, because the other kids, I think, are not so much in it just because they love the game of football and they want to keep their dad's legacy alive. They want the money, is what it looks like to me. I
think they pick up that phone, dial it real quick, and they give Gary Kubiak a call.
And Coobs is retired. He's done. He finished up. He's moving on with his life. Good for him. He moved back down to Texas. So I hope he goes through everything that he needs to. I hope he's enjoying retirement. I really do. Comment here from one of our viewers. Their best decision years was getting Manning on the team. Everyone doubted him due to shoulder surgery, but he really showed up to play. He really did. And it was also his neck surgery that he had going on. And it was a big thing for us for the Broncos to have Manning come in. I was a hater beyond a hater when we first were like talking about bringing Manning in and we flew over to Duke to go meet with him and do this, that, the other. Cruz
I remember you telling me that Tebow got cut too. Like you ran in our room and you told me. It was like you started crying.
Cruz was a little kid at this point in time in life. He was like 7 or 8 years old when Tebow got cut, and I had never seen a kid cry more than I had seen Cruz cry that day that Tebow was cut, and I felt it right there with him. I was a teenager, and I was like, I can't believe this happened. And it kind of worked out really well for us. Bringing in Manning and letting him do his thing, and it's still working out for us. Manning is, as much as he was actually associated with the Colts, and as long as he played for the Colts, I think he is bigger to the Colorado sports community and bigger to the Denver community, the Denver Broncos community, than he ever was when he was with the Colts.
Well, he turned from a Colt to a Bronco, like a full Bronco.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. And I mean, honestly, he's a full-bred Coloradoan now. Like this dude still lives in Colorado. So it's nice to have somebody like that would, when we're talking about selling to people, I think it would be awesome to have somebody like Peyton Manning, who is not only I think he's a passionate for the game. He is a fan of the game. He has the wisdom to be able to run a team. I don't know about the business side of things, maybe that's why, but he can, maybe that's why he's not going out there and publicizing that he wants to purchase the team. But I think that the whole thing is that, he can surround himself with the right people. And I know there's been some talks of him taking over the ESPN gig or the Thursday night football gig or the Sunday night football gig, all of these different gigs that they're trying to have him go through. But he doesn't want to do that. He said time and time again he doesn't want to be a commentator, but he would be an amazing commentator because he's very knowledgeable about the game. He'd definitely be better than Tony Romo. Tony Romo is good at watching games, but he never wasn't very good at playing games. That's for sure. So it'll be exciting to see what goes on with the ownership, and hopefully we will see what happens here within the next year or so with who's going to take over as owner. All right. So last Broncos topic here who are your surprise cuts for the Broncos this season? Give them to me. All right. Let's start with Cruz. Who we thinking that's going to get cut this offseason?
Well, I think we cut Royce Freeman.
Royce Freeman?
Yeah. I think we would cut him in running back wise.
Yeah, I can see it. Royce, he's definitely he has been a contributor to the game, but I don't think he has a spot on that team right now. So I think that that's a pretty good choice when you're talking about cuts from the Broncos. Vic, what are you thinking? What are you saying?
I think it's our returner / wide receiver. I think Spencer's gone.
Spencer. Ooh.
I think Spencer, because only reason being is because we're loaded with the receivers. Starting receivers, second string receivers, and then if I'm looking at returners, we also just sign not that long ago we let go of 2 of our free agents, something like that, for Amari Darboh and Pearson L. And those guys are special. Those guys are specialist guys.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking Pearson L is gonna be back there doing returns for us.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I definitely. Great points, guys. I honestly, I didn't even think about Spencer. So I don't know if it's a surprise cut because I don't think it'll be a cut. But I think we might trade Tim Patrick away. Tim Patrick has some values. He is somebody that is expendable because he's not the superstar receiver. He filled in great for Sutton while he was gone, but we have an excellent core of receivers right now with, Sutton coming back. We have Jerry Judy, and we have KJ Hamler back there. We have 3 excellent receivers, and then you have Tyree Cleveland that can come in, and all those players are going to be cheaper. Well, not Sutton, but the other 3 are going to be cheaper for the next couple of years than re-signing Tim Patrick, and we can get some value out of him and trading him away.
The other reason for trading him away is Deshaun Hamilton got injured, so his whole value for trade down.
Yeah.
Gone. So I mean, he's still on the roster. I don't know. He might be a cut too, maybe. But I know we got to keep a certain amount of receivers on there for depth purposes. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it would happen mid-season, maybe before the trade deadline. But as far as cuts go, I don't know. I don't really have a surprise cut. I mean, most of the people that we're going to be expecting the cuts that are going to be coming around. So I don't know. I'm excited to see what's going on. Again, this is kind of a weird show for us. We're missing one of our star players, just like we're, missing Cruz last weekend. We had like an 1.5 hour long show. We just had a lot to talk about last week because we missed the week before. So, bear with us. Like I said, we're getting our footing on a lot of these things. We're still trying to learn this podcasting realm and coming up with topics every week and trying to keep things relevant. It has been a process, and we're all learning together. So we appreciate you spending some time with us over the course of your Friday evenings. And this show is going to continue on. It is not going anywhere. We're getting our footing down, and we're trying to figure this out all together. So we appreciate you coming out, spending some time with us this evening. And with that, that's going to be our show. But we want to give a big shout out again to our sponsors, Stoke Deep Fire, the barbecue experts out in Loveland. Make sure you go check them out. And Chavez Customs, if you need some custom work done for hats, mugs, T-shirts, sweatshirts, whatever you're looking for. If you don't like the weather in Colorado, wait 5 minutes. It'll change. You probably can get, multiple layers of different things of whatever custom gear that you want. And definitely our merchandise soon to come. We've got to get with Matt and getting that stuff set up and ready to roll. So, please give them a look on Facebook and Twitter, Instagram, wherever else you can look them up at, and go out there and get some gear. And so thank you all for watching. Like I said, make sure that you check us out next week. We'll be together again next Friday, July 16th at the normal standard time, around 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. The time kind of changes on us based off our schedules. We also, like I said before, we also have jobs. So we kind of have to we have to have you all be a little flexible with us, 10, 15, 20 minutes here and there. But we try to keep it around the same time frame so that you guys can watch with us. But Cruz, go ahead, take it, send us home.
Thank you all for joining in. You are now exiting the 5280 zone.